Hi everyone, I'm going to assemble this pop-up flower bouquet. As always, check the description under this video. You'll find a link to my Facebook group where I share my projects. These are the cuts you will need to assemble this flower pot. I've used print and cut for the flowers, the stems, and the pot itself. You can of course change whatever you want to change. Use different flowers and different leaves if you want to layer them. It's completely up to you. The first thing I'm going to do is assemble these stems. You'll see that I've doubled up the stems because even though I'm using 80-pound cardstock, if I use just one layer for the stems, it's a lot weaker and it will bend in the pot. If I use 2 layers for the stems, they're a lot more solid. So I'm doubling up my stems. Put the texture on the outside. So all I'm doing for that is adding adhesive along the length of the stem and doubling them up. And that's it. And I do that first so they have time to dry before I start assembling the flowers. That's one. I should have another one here. So in the project, or I should say in this demo, you're going to see that I'm using 9 flowers and leaves. The original project I used 12. So I did hide extra flowers, stems, and leaves in the layers panel. So if you want to use more flowers, you can just unhide them and add more flowers. I believe up to 12 in what I've already done. And of course you can duplicate if you want to make more than 12. We'll just line that up on top. And this makes the stem a lot more solid so your flowers aren't collapsing. There we go. So we'll let those dry. I have 9. And we're going to move on to the pot. So these cuts are the structure that are going to hold the flowers inside the pot, inside the flower pot. You have a score line on each end and you have a score line in the middle. And there's 4 of them. So I'll show you how to use those. We're just going to fold our score lines on the pot itself. Each edge of the pot, or each side of the pot, has 4 score lines. It was too large to print all in one piece, so I've done it in 2 pieces. There's one side, and we'll just fold the second side. Turn it around. There we go. Okay, and the last one, which is a 1/2 inch fold to attach them together. And as you can see, I've added this distressed print at the top to make the pot look a little more realistic. So what we're going to do is attach these together to make a longer piece. So I'm just going to add some adhesive to this edge. Make sure I get it all the way across. And along the edge. That looks good. And we want to make sure we're adhering the right side. We don't want to adhere the wrong side together. We'll just line it up. and press it. I'm using Tombow glue. It dries quite quickly. I've just, because I have large bottles, I've transferred some to smaller bottles with a fine tip. So we'll just get that done. Okay, and open it back up. Now we're going to add the structure to hold the flowers. So each one will fit over 2 sections. And you want to line it up with the score lines. Let me see if I put a different paper underneath. You might be able to see better because I'm doing white on a white table. So you will line it up with the score line. Okay. The first one, because we still need to adhere this edge, the first one we're going to glue only the tab that's closest to that score line. We're going to leave the second one open for now. Put enough adhesive to make sure it holds. And I'm going to put them about 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch down from the top. I should say 1/2 to 3/4 inch down from the top. You don't want to put them too low down because they won't hold the flowers. The flowers will be floppy. So see this side? We're not going to adhere this side yet. We're going to wait till we've put this together and then we'll adhere it. So you're just going to add all 4 across. On the next one, you're going to line it up at the score lines. And this time you're going to adhere both ends. It's quite easy to put together. I find the longest part is adding the flowers because you want to get the right look that you're hoping for. So this one we adhered both sides so you can see it like that. And when all 4 are done, they're going to meet in the center or almost meet in the center. So the next one. That's enough adhesive. And this one. And again, we're going to line it up. Fold it in and line it up on this score line. And then the last one. Line it up again. And down to the score line. There we go. Those should be all adhered. Okay, now we're going to leave this one open. And we're going to adhere the flower pot together like this. The final tab should be on the inside, but if you do put it on the outside, not to worry, it will still look beautiful when you're done. And because of the pattern on the flower pot, it won't be that obvious that you adhered it on the outside. Okay, that should do it. Whoops. And we're just going to line this up. And adhere the edges. Make sure we've got it straight. And that should do it. Now this last one that you didn't adhere yet, you're going to adhere that one. So you see how it will shape on the inside? Okay, so this is a little awkward, but you can do it. I'm just going to fold this down, and I'm going to add some adhesive on that fold. You can see that I've added adhesive, and then I'm just going to line it up with the others and make sure it's adhered. Okay, then all you want to do is flatten it out so everything folds properly on the inside. Flatten it in both directions. There you go. And there's the structure of your flower pot so that you can adhere the flowers on the inside. Can see that? And of course, as I mentioned, don't put it too low down. You don't want to put it right at the top because you don't want to see the construction of the flower pot. But if you put it too far down, you won't have the support for your stems and you'll end up with your flowers tipping. So I'd say I used about 3/4 inch down. Half an inch, 3/4 inch down will be perfect. And there's your flower pot. I think this pattern is super pretty. Okay, so now we're going to assemble our flowers. These are 8 inches tall. The pot is 5 inches. If you put them like this, the ones in the back you want to be your tallest. Let's get a leaf. We'll put our leaf like this. And I'm going to assemble or share some kind of an envelope to put this in, some kind of a folder. And I know my paper I'm going to use is 12 by 12, so I don't want this to be more than 12 inches tall. So I'm just going to measure. Yeah, there we are. And I see I'm at about 10 inches. A little more, 11, 10 and a half. So I know I don't want to go taller than that for it to fit in the folder. If you're not putting it in the folder that I'm going to share, well then you can put it at any height that you want. I'm going to adhere the leaves right to the flower. You can use them as separate stems if you want to, or you can cut them if you don't want to use the whole stem. So I'm just going to take this away and I'm going to add my stem just by putting some adhesive on it and line it up in the center. That looks pretty. And then I'm going to, add my leaves. That looks nice. I'm just going to lift this and add a little adhesive underneath to keep it in place. I'll just flip that over again. And we'll add some adhesive under this one. And like I said, if you want to cut the leaves shorter, you can. If you want to split them to fit on 2 different flowers, you can do that too. Completely up to you. Okay. That's my flower with the leaves adhered. And I can put it to the back, and that will be pretty. And you're going to gradually put the flowers lower as you work your way to the front. You can also cut the stems with your scissors a little shorter if you want to. So I'm just going to put some adhesive here. You can put it on the stem if you prefer. I'll put it here for this one. And we'll adhere that one in. Press from the bottom to make sure it's sticking. That looks good, and I think I can add a little more adhesive on this leaf if I don't want it to flop. There we go. Just adhere it like that. And you see how it looks? And that will fold flat. There we go. And you just want to stagger your flowers like that. If you want to use different flowers in different orders, that's completely up to you. Okay, we'll add another stem. And the leaves. This one I think will be here. Yeah, so I think I'm going to cut a little bit off the bottom of the stem so that I can put it a little lower. That will be pretty. And we'll add our leaves. Put the leaves this way on this one. That's cute. So I'm just going to turn it over and add a little adhesive again. Tack that down. There we go. Just so that it's more solid when it's in the pot. There we go. And we'll add this one here, little dot. Okay, that makes it more solid. And I'll add this one a little lower down. That will be pretty. So about 1 inch down, I'll add some adhesive. And we'll put that on there. It's a little awkward to work with, but you can do it. I want to put it on a bit of an angle. The flowers are big, so they're a little awkward, but I like the big flowers. You can, of course, make them smaller if you want to. Okay, so you can see how I'm adding the flowers. So I'm just going to continue like that through the whole pot, adding the green and the blue flowers. Change them up however you like. That's completely up to you. The aesthetic is how you perceive it, how you like it to look. So you just change them up any way you want to. There we go. And this one is going to go on this side. Maybe I'll put it between and a little lower. So again, I'm going to cut some length off the stem. I'll put it here and a little lower. Yeah, that will be pretty. So I'm going to add some leaves. Add the leaves like this. This one didn't stick. I better put it back. There we go. That's pretty. So I'm just going to snip off this little edge here that extends too far. And I'll add my leaves. There we go. just a little adhesive under the leaves will hold it so that it's not flopping. Maybe I didn't put enough on this one. That should do it. And we'll put a little more on this one. Maybe I better turn it over to do that last piece so I can see what I'm doing. Little adhesive there. Okay, and I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to put it on an angle like that. So it overhangs the pot a little. Okay, so about this distance down. You just want to take your time for placement. So you put them exactly where you want them. Dry fit them first to make sure they look how you want them to look. Why is my adhesive not running? Put that one in here. We're just going to hold it in place. See how pretty it's going to look? And once I get these green ones all in, I'll add the blue in between for a pop of color. That should do it. Just make sure it still folds flat. Everything in place. Gorgeous. It's looking beautiful. So I'm going to speed up the video so you don't have to sit through every flower. Just cut that because it's interfering when the pot stands. So I'll add the rest of the flowers and definitely show you what it will look like when it's all done. And when on my finished one, I'm going to add a bow and a Happy Mother's Day tag. You could also add a Happy Birthday tag if you're making it for a birthday. But let's get through the flowers so you can see how it looks when it's all done. And there we go. All done. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. You can see that it will fold flat, and I will work on assembling some kind of a folder to put this in for gifting. Beautiful. I'll just hold it this way so you can see it. I hope you're going to enjoy this project. I hope you're going to make some. Please post pictures in the group. If you do, I would love to see how it turns out. Thank you for watching.